Now pick up on that story, and this is the news that Tiens du Toit, also known as the Stellenbosch urinator, has in fact been expelled from the university. This is after he was caught on camera urinating on the belongings of fellow student Babalo Ndwayana. Well, Babalo Ndwayana's lawyer, Nomonde Gxilishe, joins us now. And Nomonde, thank you very much for your time coming through so quickly after this news has come through to us. Are you satisfied, at least in terms of what the university has done by expelling Tiens du Toit?
Good evening. Yes, that decision by the university is welcomed. We are aware of the fact that Tiens still has 5 days to appeal. So while we welcome the decision, we're not ignorant of the fact that there is still a possibility of the decision being turned back. We are hoping and trusting that the university is not just, playing a game where they are giving us positive feedback in the meantime, and then after 5 days, something else comes to light. However, at the moment, at this stage, we are satisfied and we welcome the decision of the university.
I mean, he's cited for breaking a number of the clauses in their disciplinary code for students. And a lot of them deal with, not destroying possessions and that sort of thing. But I think a key one is 9.3, which he was found guilty of breaking, which is this one: a student shall not act in a manner that is racist, unfairly discriminatory, violent, grossly insulting, abusive or intimidating against any other person. Do you take that as an acknowledgement from the university that this was an act of racism?
We certainly do take it as an acknowledgement by the university that this is a case of racism. Of course, after the hearing, when we were present on the 22nd of June, we did not get the impression, or we were not given the impression by the university that the university even sees this to the degree that it deserves, or the seriousness of it was not being inputted to the case itself. Obviously, having ended up walking out of the hearing and Babalo deciding not to be part of the hearing on the 22nd of June because of how the preliminary matters were being dealt with. But we believe that that step by Babalo, is possibly what also showed to the university and emphasized to the university the seriousness of this incident.
Talk to me about how Babalo is doing, because when we looked at the video first, this was a man who was trying to be incredibly reasonable in the face of an appalling incident that was happening in his own room. And he comes across as quite a quietly spoken young man, someone who actually doesn't like the spotlight. How is he coping? Is he still at the university? Is he getting over it? Is he becoming angry now? Because often it takes time to realize what's happened to you.
You are correct that he is a person who comes across as not being a conflict kind of person. But, we have to say that after consulting with him and finding out that quite a few people in the university and outside of the university tried so hard to sensitize him and to weaken the seriousness of this case by telling him that he's exaggerating and he's trying to ruin Tiens's future. So those were the kinds of words that were uttered to him, in a way to deflate him from pursuing this. But having spoken to us and, having confided in us about how he really feels about this incident, he was convinced, and he got the motivation to act in this case and to also not take the opinions of the other people, the outside, into consideration and just to pursue it. He is doing fine in terms of his studies, but you will remember, like we've said before, that as a law clinic, the UNISA Law Clinic, we are very serious about advancing the rights of the people who can't advance their own rights, especially African people who are being marginalized to a large degree in this day and age. And this is not where it ends. We've said this before, that it's not just about what has happened at the university. It's not just about the decision of the university. There's still a long way to go where Theans will still have to be held accountable for his actions.
And there's a broader probe into concerns about racism at Stellenbosch. Did you sit through that disciplinary on behalf of Babalo? You said he didn't want to sit in it. And the reason I'm asking is because I was wondering if you got any insight into what Theans du Toit was thinking at that point, because it's incomprehensible to most of us. It's like, what on earth are you doing? Because it's quite easy to sort of look at the age of the person and go, this was someone being stupid and drunk and young. What impression, if you've had any interaction with him, have you got?
We haven't had an interaction with him since the hearing. You'll recall that, we left the hearing even before it could get into the merits of it. However, just from what has been reported in the media and his supporters, what they've been saying and blaming it on the fact that he was intoxicated, we do not believe that that is a reason that should take away the accountability and the fact that he should definitely be held accountable to his actions. We do not believe that the fact that he was intoxicated takes away from his actions and how it affected Babalo.
Talk to me about the charges that have been laid as well, because I remember we actually filmed Babalo going to the police station and opening a case. Just first of all, talk me through what exactly the charges are that have been laid, and then if you could just explain where things are with that.
So he's opened a criminal charge for malicious damage to property, breaking in, as well as racism. We unfortunately have not made too much progress, or rather the SAPS has not made too much progress in this matter, which is another thing that we as the UNISA Law Clinic are assisting Babalo with, to get some traction and to get some action out of the police as well. It has been over a month already since that incident was reported. And the last time that we were at the SAPS in Stellenbosch, we were informed that the matter has been referred to the prosecuting authority for a decision whether to prosecute this incident or to prosecute Theans. We were not satisfied with that at all, and we requested the intervention of the provincial and the national commissioner, who confirmed that the case is with the prosecuting authority for determination on whether to prosecute. We are really not satisfied with that, and we have taken the decision in consultation with our client, of course, to write to the director of the prosecuting authority to just find out what is the reason that this matter is taking so long. The police have collected evidence. They've got access to the witnesses. They've got access to all the statements. So we are still not satisfied at all with the pace that the police is taking in dealing with this matter. One of the reasons that we were given when we were at the police station is that this is how student matters are dealt with, and we do not believe that to be the case.
I wanted to get your input as well. The university is going to appoint Justice Sisi Kampepe to lead an independent inquiry into concerns about racism at the university. What do you think are the most important ways to go about targeting this, dealing with it, with an aim to getting to the heart of what the problem might be?
Our view as the UNISA Law Clinic, on behalf of Babalo, has always been that this matter will not go anywhere if there's no independence and if there's no objectivity. So while Justice Kampepe has been appointed to interview this, we won't shy away from testing the objectivity of that commission as well. And, knowing that it's a commission that was appointed by the university and whether there's any affiliation there too. So we are satisfied that there's this commission. However, like I've said, we will not stop pursuing the objectivity of each and every commission or panel that has been nominated or appointed to investigate. That's the only thing that we feel will get to the bottom of the real issues of racism at the university.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us this evening. We do appreciate you chatting to us. That is Babalo Ndwayana's lawyer, Nomonde Gxilishe, responding to the news from Stellenbosch University that Theans du Toit, who urinated on the property of Babalo Ndwayana, has been found guilty of a number of contraventions in their disciplinary code, including one that mentions racism and discrimination, and has been expelled from the institution.